ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pub Table Racers, coming to you live from the Honeysuckle Creek Loop Studios in Mooresville, North Carolina. In Mooresville. My name is Tim Packman. Sitting next to me is
Warren Briscoe.
And we are longtime veterans of the short track and NASCAR industry. And this show is for you guys to have a little fun. What's it? Fun, informative, entertaining. That's what we're going to do. Warren, why do we always have a bucket of Miller High Life on the
We have a bucket of Miller High Life because this is part of our show.
Right.
Because we sit around and drink beer and talk about racing.
A Miller High Life because?
Because of Bobby Allison is our childhood hero.
Friends of ours.
And we both worked for him at one point.
So I cheered you. So here we go.
So when I got these for free, I kind of got hooked on them, and here we are.
All right. So tonight's show, we're going to talk about some news, results from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This past weekend, Pub Table Racers traveled to grassroots racing, short tracking. I went up to Lake Erie Speedway for the 70th running of the Race of Champions. What a weekend it was, Warren. 310 entries for 2 days of racing.
Nice.
Unbelievable. Cars in the high 40s. Great racing in all divisions. Fans turned out, Mother Nature. So there's an article on pubtableracers.com. Our website, I put it up there before we did the show tonight. A little recap about it. And for people that tuned in and everyone I saw out there, great seeing you all in Western New York and the race short track community. So
yeah, that was cool. I went to the Pinehurst area. I did some golf ball testing, and they still don't float.
They sink, right?
They sink, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So we have, let's talk about some news real quick, and then we'll get into race results, and then we'll go from there. News came out today, Hendrick Motorsports.
Chad Knaus.
What's he doing?
VP, right? VP,
yeah, he's going up to vice president.
Yeah, some type of
upper management executive level.
Yeah. Suit and tie stuff.
Right. So we know why, and he's been very successful. 7 championships with Jimmy, 5 in a row.
Spent, however, 20 years on the road. He's probably ready to be done. Rick found a spot for him, or knew he's probably going to be good at doing that job too, because he's a good organizer.
Sure.
And also probably because who's ever going to. This is my theory.
This is our theory. We
did talk about it. Who's ever going to take that spot in the 48 could possibly bring a crew chief with them, and they're going to move who's the guy on 48? I can't think of that young man's name. They're probably going to move him to the 24.
That's what I'm thinking too.
And then bring. My guess is if Larson goes there, Chad Johnson gets that gig.
We think they're just clearing the way for 48, bringing the driver and the crew chief, and whoever's on the 48 now slides to 24,
right.
And it works out perfect.
And if we're wrong, we're wrong. Everything we talk about is speculation.
That's it. We're just speculation.
Right. And we've been drinking, so
this is my first one. Okay.
Notice I didn't say this.
Exactly. So that's the news. By the way, this show is brought to you by Lake Norman Patio and Game Rooms on Brawley School Road in Mooresville. Check them out. Brad's got an awesome collection. Go see Brad and JoJo. It's right by Canvasback and Oak. And it's a great time to go buy your outdoor stuff. And your game room, because game room season's coming.
It's coming.
So
your game room and patio needs.
He's got tabletop hockey, which I will take anybody on anytime to play that.
Yeah, you beat me.
I beat you solid.
Well, we played one
game. That's all you need.
One puck.
That's it. Done. I got bragging rights the next time we play. So go see them. Also, it's brought to you by our friend Steve Tidmore, On Tire Tailgate System. Go check that out, ontiretailgatesystem.com. A great thing that he invented. It's a family-owned business. Check him out. He says, I'm getting a lot of hits, but not a whole lot of sales, so go make his day, because you're going to need it for football games, because I have a funny feeling you'll be going back to him soon. So that's what the show's brought up to you. Should we jump into, by the way, pubtableracers.com. Go on there. We've got news, merchandise. As you can see, shirts. The tumblers came in, and we have the hats, the black and the white. Also, we have news and past episodes are on there.
Yep.
And by the way, we're on YouTube, so go to that and subscribe. It's free. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcast, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We got it covered. So just go on, follow. That's all we're asking.
We got a guy.
We got a guy. We got a web edition named Justin. So Justin's doing a great job, and we're populating as we go. Hey everybody, this is Tim and Warren from Pub Table Racers. A lot of you have been asking, hey, what all the merchandise do you have? We have hats, t-shirts, stickers, kids' books. We have it. Let's just show them, Warren. Show them the hats real quick.
Hats.
So they're the white, vented, back, snapback, trucker style. And
they come in small, medium, and large.
Depending how you snap them, that's good. Also, we have our black T-shirts, Pub Table Race T-shirts in large, extra large, and double XL. Warren, we also have left. Which ones we have?
These are the Heather Gray. The beautiful Heather Gray.
Very soft, nice. It's good. So
I have those.
You have one on.
My favorite.
That's it. We have those available. Also, people ask about the children's book I wrote, award-winning children's book. I can say that. This is the paperback version, and this is the activity book for kids, if you can see that. And also, what do we have brand new, Warren? Stickers. $3 you can get a sticker. You can put it on your
car,
notebook,
your motorcycle.
Right, sure. You can put it on your bucket of beer, whatever you want to do. We don't care. So check us out. It's on the website. The store's right there. Log in, order. We'll ship it right to you. So there you go, folks. Pub Table Racers merchandise. Thanks. Let's jump into race results.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, trucks. It was a Friday night on Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Austin Hill with the win. It was a pretty good race, and he won over Sheldon Creed. Sheldon Creed now the point leader over Brett Moffitt, past champion, by 8 markers. Then the Cup race on Sunday.
Cup race? We're skipping it?
No, we're going to the Cup race. We got the Cup race.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what'd you think of that one?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I liked the finish, of course.
The finish was amazing.
You know, the pit strategy played out for that one car, and he was able to maintain the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And good for those guys over there at Ganassi.
I think Kurt Busch had been 22 tries in his home track, and I don't think he was going to get beat. He said, "This is my opportunity to finally win here." And Denny Hamlin came on strong, but not enough. And Matt DiBenedetto finished second.
Yeah, he had to get up on the wheel. He knew he didn't want to get past. I looked at the car today in the shop, and he had some really
21 car.
Yes, he had some really good right rear tail damage.
Got it.
That was probably a pretty good advantage for him to keep him up front. So that was pretty cool.
All right. So the point leader now is still Kevin Harvick. He leads over Hamlin. I think I got 3 of them. So Kurt Busch punches his ticket for the next round. Hi everybody, this is Tim Packman from Pub Table Racers, coming to you from Lake Norman Patio and Game Room. I'm coming to you to one of their awesome, incredible pub tables. I'm here with the owner, Brad Doan. Brad, one of our sponsors of the show. Brad, let's take people around showing exactly what it is you have here. So our viewers and website followers can know what you have to come down and get some of these great items.
Fantastic idea, Tim.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll take that.
There you go, Brad.
Thank you. Okay, where should we start, Tim?
Well, it's your place. I think some of these outdoor tables are really nice.
Yeah, this is one of our top sellers. That is all powder-coated cast aluminum. Okay, comes with 4 swivel bar stools.
Gotta have the swivel.
Gotta have the swivel. Actually, a nice footrest down below here. Demonstrate that. This is great 42-inch top with an umbrella hole for your 9-foot umbrella.
Perfect.
Something like that is available right away.
And behind you here, you have this slowly. You have this great Adirondack. It looks like an Adirondack chair.
It is.
Look to it.
That's an Adirondack style bar chair. Again, a swivel bar stool, Tim. And that comes in many different color options. There's a few of the color samples right on top.
Very good.
It's marine grade polymer and maintenance free, lifetime warranty. Amish made, Tim, one of our best sellers.
So all the weather elements withstands them all.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Even blizzards?
Yes.
Got it. Because my friends in Buffalo are going to want to.
We could ship to Buffalo.
Okay, here's a nice outdoor fireplace, you call it?
Well, that is a propane fire pit,
okay.
Tim. Commercial grade, high BTUs, all weather unit. Of course, comes with optional colored glass, which we'll actually throw in and give you.
Ooh.
And many different options on seating around the fire pit.
Very good. So the Adirondack chairs like we see right here?
Yeah, we sell a
Popular
ton of those. Let me
Yeah.
just go over here. We just got about 50 of these in the other day.
50 of them.
These are folding Adirondack chairs with a lifetime warranty out of the marine grade polymer. Yes.
Hey, what do we have outside here? Because this is patio furniture, correct?
Yeah, we have some different pub tables and bar tables outside, Tim.
This one's nice. Everyone can sit right at it together.
Yeah, that's a very nice stainless steel.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, painted in any color you want. Built-in 4 seats.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's a wonderful
More
thing.
Adirondack chairs, one of the top ones there.
That's right.
Those are very nice. Someone has a house on the lake.
Absolutely. That's one of our balcony chairs. It's a little shorter than a standard bar chair. And of course, Chase lounges. All different color options on those. 20-year warranty on the Chase lounges.
Okay. And then over here we have some really some umbrellas. And look, I see a bar.
Yes, you do. One of the many bars that we sell, Tim. This is a smaller one, a 4-footer. Comes with swivel bar stools. And you can do any color combination. Look at that. That's great. A footrest. Yeah, really great little unit. And we sell a lot of those different colors. These are the bar height chairs, Tim, in the poly.
Those are nice.
Very, very nice.
So it's kind of like the Adirondack concept, but on a higher level.
That's correct.
As far as height goes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Look at this. You got a great selection here, Brad.
Thanks, Tim.
Now, the downstairs, we won't go down there today, but what is it you have downstairs for people?
Downstairs.
Winter's coming up, and people need to know, what they can do.
That's correct. Full line of pool tables, shuffleboard tables. Actually, we have a couple of the games up here.
There you go.
Here's a vintage bumper pool table that just came in.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a video game over here with 60 arcade games built in.
For sale?
For sale.
Oh.
Everything in here is for sale.
Okay.
We do a lot of deep seating as well. Sunbrella fabric, which is all weather.
Perfect.
And lots of options here, Tim.
All right. Well, do us a favor, Pub Table Racers. Go to lknpatio.com. Check out all the great things. If you're in the Mooresville, Lake Norman area, come out on Brawley School Road. Your canvas back and up. Come in, see Brad and JoJo, and tell them Pub Table Racers sent you. Thank you,
Yes,
Brad.
Joe. Thanks, Tim. See you soon, everybody.
What did we forget? Did we forget Xfinity? Did you watch Xfinity?
I did.
I did too. I don't know
It was a really
how, I don't know
good
how it
race.
turned out. Do you know how it turned out?
I do.
Okay. Well, wait. There's a guy in the audience here who might know.
Let's ask him.
Let's just get. Sir, could you come? Do you know who won the race on?
Could you have a seat on our keg?
Saturday night? Who won it?
You're looking at
All
it.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the winner from Las Vegas Motor Speedway Xfinity race on Saturday night. His 8th win of the year. He's the current points leader in the championship. He punched his ticket in the next round.
Right.
Welcome, Chase Briscoe. Thanks for coming.
thanks for
here.
Everybody thought it was Andrew Luck. Now it's Chase Briscoe.
Chase Briscoe. So, and Mike Brill's here. So we're.
If you hear a laugh in the background.
If you're someone yelling, it's Warren's kid gaming, shooting up the universe. So Chase David Wayne Briscoe, 25 years old. You're from Indiana. What's the hometown?
Mitchell.
Mitchell,
so
Indiana.
It's about 25 minutes south of Bloomington, Indiana, where Indiana University is.
Okay. Let's talk about Saturday night. Like when you win a race, you just go out there and you do it. I mean, you're determined. Dominant fashion.
Yeah, Brill had the tune-up on it.
Nice.
I don't know what we did, but that was definitely the best car we've had all year long.
Okay.
Made my job probably way easier than it should have been, but we were really good. It was cool to start the playoffs, that way. And it's always nice to start the playoffs in a good run, and that was definitely a statement win.
Good position.
Yeah, so definitely glad that we won that race. I feel like that was honestly probably the second most important race of the year next to Phoenix, just so you didn't have to deal with Talladega or the Roval. So
Sure.
I'm going to sleep a lot easier this week leaving with Talladega, that's for sure.
So when you have that, and you have these next two races where you're already good to go. So what is your mindset as a driver and as the team as you know you're good for the next round already?
I think really Talladega is obviously its own deal. Anything can happen there, but for the Roval, I think it creates a huge opportunity to potentially go and do something different pit strategy wise. Because we're not racing for points anymore, so we
and
can
you kind of know how to get around there too.
Yeah, it's been good there to us. So hopefully we're at the same speed again. But I think obviously you're racing Allmendinger and Cindric when you go to the Roval, and
Cindric,
and Allmendinger's going to be able to the short pit because he's not racing for points. And now that we've won that race, we're going to be able to do the same. So it'll hopefully make it a little bit easier for us to run up front.
You did win. Just so anybody who doesn't remember, he won the Roval last year.
Yeah, I won the Roval.
Xfinity.
So I'm going to run through your career real quick.
Let's do it.
Let me just do this. So, and I'm going to say this about you, and I mean this sincerely. You came into the sport, and you weren't like heralded as the next anything.
Mm-hmm.
No, you weren't like the next Jeff Gordon, even though you came out of sprint cars. You weren't the next. Like you show up and you win. People go, oh, Chase Briscoe won. Okay, and then you go on to the next race, and then this year, everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows who Chase Briscoe is. So I agree. And I told him outside, the one thing I really, really like about you is when you win a race, the first thing you do is drop to one knee and count your blessings. And you had a really good post. Someone said you were lucky on Twitter, and you said, no, I'm blessed. So I like to see that.
We all don't know sometimes how blessed we really are to be sitting here and to be in this great country and to be in this sport.
Yeah,
I always say I drove 850 miles with a car that was kind of falling apart. Windshield wipers fell off and stuff, and didn't know what I was going to do. But here I am now, in a studio in Honeysuckle Creek Loop. So
In Mooresville.
right.
All right, so real quick, you're a third generation driver. Your grandfather was a car owner.
Yeah.
Had some names I got were Kinzer.
Yeah, pretty much the who's who of sprint cars drove for my grandpa. So my grandpa bought this car in, I want to say it's 76, and he raced it twice. The second night he was racing, his best friend, or one of his best friends, got killed, and he's like, man, this is not for me. So he decided he was just going to own them and work on them. And Steve Kinzer, Randy Kinzer, Bob Kinzer, Dave Blaney, Rich Vogler, all the who's who's, Jack Hewitt, all those guys drove for my grandpa, had over 500 wins. So he was a really successful sprint car owner, and still is to this day.
And then
Nice.
your dad drove.
Yeah.
So your dad, David?
Kevin.
Sorry. We can't make right.
Did you hang out with that stuff a lot? Were you at the track a
Oh,
lot?
all the time. Yeah.
So are you and Ryan buddies? Are you and Blaney buddies? Or
Yeah. I didn't really know Ryan growing
Okay.
up. Obviously, I just met him when I came down here. But we did have that connection
Yeah.
because Dave actually won for my grandpa at Volusia.
Nice.
I forget what the year was, but me and Ryan kind of had that relationship, and he's a big sprint car guy as well. So
Sure.
it's cool how all the sprint car guys kind of stick together once
Sure.
they get here.
You want to come on? So let's just run through it here.
go?
So your dad won over 150 races, 5 track championships between Tri-State and Bloomington. Your first race you ever went into, you won the heat, you won the feature.
Yeah, and of
You're
course,
quarter midget, very first.
only raced twice though. My family didn't want me to race. They did not want me to race.
Why is
at all.
that?
We didn't really have the money for one, and then
Sure.
my dad was still racing at the time, so I raced twice when I was 7, and I didn't race again until I was 11. The only reason I even got a race was my dad was at the pay window one night, and this lady asked him, when he was going to let me race, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not going to let him race. I don't want him to." And she told him a story about how her son had wrote this paper in high school about him racing, and the teacher gave it an F, and it was like an A or B paper, and
Wow.
she said, "I don't think it's right that you let your son race for a living and could potentially
Wow.
get hurt or killed or whatever." And
Really?
the mom took it to the principal, and he's like, "Yeah, this is an A or B paper. This is definitely not an
Right.
F." And
Got that turned around. Right?
yeah, real quick.
Right.
So then
It's about punctuation and your story, not about you're
Yeah,
going
sure.
to kill your kid. I won't even say what that.
Yeah.
Just button that lip on that political
saying.
drive.
yeah, so the mom had told the teacher how she knew where her kid was every week,
Right.
kept him out of trouble. He was
Sure.
at the shop all the time, out with his family on the weekends racing, and it kind of just hit home with my dad because come to find out that teacher the following week, her kid got picked up for drinking and driving. My dad's like, "Man, that
That's
kept
pretty
me out of-"
dangerous.
Yeah. So it kept my dad out of a lot of trouble, he realized, and that was kind of the whole reason he even let me start racing.
Right.
Perfect. All right, so then you do that, and then so you won your first race. Then you broke Jeff Gordon in 410 sprints. You jumped into those
Yeah.
sprint cars. You broke Jeff Gordon's record for the youngest to win a 410 sprint car race. In 2016, you go ARCA racing for Cunningham Motorsports, and you didn't just show up and race. 6 wins. You won the championship by a mere 535 points.
Yeah, it was a good year.
Good year. Holy crow.
None of them were probably Hoosiers.
So did the other guys towards the end ever even show up, know that you had that lead, or what was that?
Well, it was pretty cool. We literally, points wise, we didn't have to go to the last race. We didn't want to, but that year it was just an unbelievable year.
What
And
did
it
you
was
just do?
I'm good. Don't worry about
it
it.
was so cool because Cunningham is the only
Get that
reason I
off
was
there.
even sitting here today. So it was pretty neat to be able to win their first championship. They'd been in ARCA for 20 years. I volunteered at their shop for a year and a
What
half
year was
until
that?
they even 2016.
2016.
Nice.
And I was there for a year and a half volunteering, and then somehow convinced them to let me drive for them, and then it turned into a championship.
So 2017, you go to the trucks. You won 4 poles. Rookie of the year, most popular driver.
Yeah, I don't know how that's happened.
Voting, man, voting. 2018.
Must have been all Colts fans.
Yeah, something.
2018, you're part-time bouncing between Stewart Haas Racing and Roush. So you were full-time. How was that to go back and forth on a part-time basis?
It was tough. As you guys know, every organization runs totally different.
Right.
And
Right.
that was the hard thing for me is, how Roush runs their organization versus how Stewart Haas does theirs,
Right.
how the meetings are, like all that was different. Even down to at one company I ran one type of seat, at the other company I ran a different type of seat. So it was just from a everything level.
Pretty tough to do, probably. Right?
Yeah, it was just hard because you jump in one week and you sit one position, next week you weren't, and then just part time. You're already at a learning deficit. And that was my first year in Xfinity. So
maybe really fast in one car and maybe really not so fast.
We were good in both, but
okay, good.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was just hard. It was hard in general to go back and forth, and expectations, like you were saying, are just different at both places.
Okay, so then let's see. Last year, you go out. You were 5th in points, rookie of the year again.
Yeah,
good for you. And then you won the race at the Roval, and that's like the first time. I don't mean this in a bad way. Like a lot of people are like, oh, Chase Briscoe.
Yeah.
Okay, who's this guy?
Yeah, that was nobody really knew who I was that year for sure.
Right.
2018. That was the year I was going part-time in both of them,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we had 3 top 10s up to that point. We ran terrible. Honestly, I was probably going to lose my ride if I didn't win the Roval, and we ended up winning the Roval, and then it was like that Monday following. It was like, hey, what can we do to get this thing full-time at SHR next year?
Okay.
If it wasn't for that, there's no way I'd be racing today.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I was 100% going to lose my
Good
deal.
deal.
Kind of like Jeff Bodine in Martinsville years ago.
Get up on the wheel and win the inaugural
And the thing is that
Xfinity Roval race. You got to he's the inaugural winner.
Inaugural winner, but it also, you said it saved your career. A lot of people don't know what drivers go through, what's going on behind them or in the shop or something like that, where they don't know that you have to perform above and beyond because you're not secure for the next week.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. And in my situation, I don't come from any money. I've never had a big sponsor. So literally the only reason I'm in the car is for my talent. And if you don't win races, why would they put me in a car over somebody that can pay for the car? So that was definitely, like I was saying, that year was a terrible year up to that point. And to win that race is kind of what finally was like, okay, let's give you another year to see if you can keep doing this.
Well, as soon as we make our first 100 million, we're going to spot it.
Perfect. We can put a real big round.
Hopefully that happens
100
before you're 50.
Wait, when's your birthday? 20. Okay. Coming up soon. All right, so then
Send us your money, folks. We got to get this kid keep him in the ride.
buy a T-shirt, buy a hat, buy a phone. We're good, man. All right, so then we come to this year, and before the season started, you said I need to win how many races to secure my future?
8, and it goes back to what I was saying earlier. I don't have money. In my opinion, that was the first time I'd ever went back to back 2 years in a row in the same car, same crew chief, all that stuff. And if you only win 2 or 3 races, I just figured I was probably going to be out the door and getting the boot.
Right.
So I felt like if you won 8, it was going to be hard to fire you at the end of the year. So that was kind of my reasoning behind all
Or
that.
that you'd be valuable to somebody else.
Yeah, I felt like
Yeah.
if you at least win 8 races,
Right.
then people want you in the sport.
Sure.
So that was kind of calling my shot. Truthfully, I didn't know if we were going to get there, but I was confident that we were going to have the race cars to do it. And I just felt like if everything went right and we did our jobs, that was capable of doing.
And you have done quite well.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Brill's the reason behind this.
And Mike's the one, Brill, by the way, Mike Brill, cheers to you. He was a guest earlier this year, and he's the one who reached out and said, hey, you guys want Chase Briscoe? I'm like, well, yeah. And then we confirmed it.
We'd love to have him.
You won Saturday, and I was like, yeah. He's the points leader, so we're good on that. So.
I'm hoping now that because we had Chase, maybe Austin, maybe Cindric will come.
We have to raise the ceilings.
Yeah, that's
He's a little
right.
tall.
They're 7 foot. So.
Do you see the Martinsville
He
clock
can
where they
duck
cut
down
the tile out over there?
Yeah, that's why that ceiling tile's not in my
All
mind.
right, so of your 8 wins this year, you win at Pocono, big 2 mile, Bristol, short track. You win at Darlington, handily beating Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch. That was very impressive.
Very impressive.
That
That
was
was cool.
very impressive.
How did that feel?
That was.
You can tell us, we're okay.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Obviously, anybody that knows what was going on that week, my wife had a miscarriage 2 days before that race, so everything that was going on, just emotionally, was hard to fathom what was even going on during that race.
Right.
But then to do it to beat Kyle Busch, arguably the best guy in the Xfinity Series history, was
Right.
kind of made it all come together and definitely raised my spirits to be able to beat Kyle.
Great. That was an awesome. I watched that race and I'm like, this kid's gonna beat him. And
I
it
tried
was-
giving it away coming to the
You
White
did,
House.
you did, but you went on that high side between him and the wall, and I'm like, holy crow, this
Right.
kid's not going to back off. That's good.
and that's what you got to do,
Exactly.
especially there.
So then, speaking of, then you go and you win the inaugural Indy road course race, your home state,
Yeah, that
the
one.
famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You look like you gave it away, and you
Yeah,
just
I
kept your
tried
foot in the
doing that
gas and
too.
said, "The heck with you guys, I'm going forward." How was it? How was that win for you?
That was super cool. Growing up, going to Indianapolis, you just dream of getting to race there. Anybody in racing, Indianapolis is special. And to win there, driving for my hero Tony Stewart with his old crew chief even Zipadelli on the box. It was just, it was so cool. The only thing I wish there could have been fans there. That's the one thing that I'll always wish that could have been there. But to say the least, it was so cool to be able to kiss those bricks and climb the fence and do all those things that make Indianapolis so special.
And apparently, some guy owes you like 8 bricks.
Yeah, I'm jealous of your
he came and seen my doorstop,
which is with the bricks from the old bricks from the Indy when it was
right. Yeah, I got mine out of the creek, and I guess you get arrested now unless you're Dale Jr. and Rutledge for going in the creek. You know what I mean? It's like, what's that?
If we get that big, we can go get more bricks.
Well, I could maybe work a deal because if I'm still working for the gentleman, I could see if
Roger,
there's maybe because he owns all of the property.
Maybe
I could say, hey,
clean them all up.
Can Chase and I go take a walk back there? And,
we got the Ford connection. Why not?
Right, exactly. Me, you, and Cindric will go back there and look for some bricks. I'll carry a cooler. So you gotta have a cooler.
You brought up your wife Marissa. By the way, you totally outkicked your coverage on that one.
Yeah,
and
for
we both know because what that's like.
Right.
How did you meet her?
So it's funny that you ask. I actually met her on a dating app of all things.
Wait. A driver had to go on a dating app? How many years ago was it?
It was 2017.
Okay, so you were
the end of the truck season.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so we met like August. Well, we started talking in August, and then finally met each other in October, and then I was engaged 1 year later, and then married a year later.
Wow. You didn't tell her you were. There was a young driver I worked for, and he's maybe up in Welcome, that area. And he used to tell the girls that he was a Ferris wheel repairman. And I said, never lie you're poor.
Right.
You lie you're rich.
Right.
I said, just tell him you're a race car driver.
Sure.
And you're going to be way better off. Not a Ferris wheel repairman, because he didn't want him to know who he was. You didn't give her any of them lies. You said, I'm a race car driver.
She didn't even know anything about racing either. Our like second or third date, we're at Outback Steakhouse in Mooresville, and Danica Patrick's in there. I'm like, hey, that's Danica Patrick, and she's like, who? She had no idea. She never knew anything.
So Rogers wasn't with her at the time either.
No.
She would have known him.
Right. All right, so you guys met. So she's not from a racing background.
No. She's from Monroe, North Carolina, so just south of Charlotte.
So that's kind of perfect sometimes because you get the you got the waffle bellies and the pit lizards and you got but for you to go in and then so when you started becoming more known and she kind of rolled with that whole thing and said, oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess like it's nice for me that she doesn't know anything about racing though, because you can just come home and slowly she's been getting to where she knows more. Like if I speed on pit road, I'm like getting mean text after the race. What are you thinking?
Seriously?
Like, yeah, because she thinks it's so easy to go down
just
pit
went
road.
Food shopping. You're throwing money away.
She thinks it's just easy to go down pit road. So she knows just enough to like get her in trouble and give me a hard time. But other than that, it's nice to kind of have somebody that was totally outside of the sport.
Well, I can tell on social media she's very, very supportive of you.
Yeah, she's all in now.
Yeah, she's all in now. And when you called it and you said, if I win tonight, it was at Bristol, I'm going to point to you, and you know where she was, and you won and pointed, and he did it, and I was like, that's really cool that you guys have that relationship, so it's good. That's very good. So you're married how long now?
Coming up on a year, November 30th.
Okay, well, early, happy, well, you got 2 months.
You know the only
Go ahead.
The only license that never expires, you don't have to get renewed. A marriage license.
That's
so
right.
just remember that.
Unless you end that marriage license and
well, you can
look to get a new one.
You can,
and that isn't even guaranteed.
You can give it up.
Okay. Okay, got it.
They should make you renew that thing. You should have to both go there and say, "Yeah, we're
good for another.
Yeah, we're good. Let's try this again for another 5 years."
That's perfect. All right, so we got questions and comments rolling in like crazy.
Okay.
I'm just going to start blasting. Chrissy Hensley, who is Pop-Tart.
Tim Sheets.
Pop-Tart we have on. Tire changer, one of the championship tire changer. His girlfriend says, love that kid. Steph Shute, my aunt from Florida, says, great going. My uncle says, congrats. Mike Brill's wife, blessed and talented. Jack Lamas McCall says, a great young racer and a fine young man. And Michael Brill there too. Oh, better than any debates night. Yeah, real quick. Thank you very much for joining us an hour early. We didn't want to take away from the presidential debate, so we want to know early. We don't want to affect their ratings, but
so get this. I don't know which one of them said. I don't because I don't want to get in the middle of this.
Okay, sure.
These two guys.
Go ahead.
But I guess when they told one of them, they said, "Yeah, we're going to have a debate." He said, "Debate? That's what we take to go fishing." And I don't know which one said it. I won't even speculate.
Right. Got it.
Apparently, one of them said, "We're going fishing," because they said debate.
So that's why we're. Oh boy! I knew we just couldn't let that one go. So we appreciate you tuning in earlier. Next week we'll be back to 9 o'clock. Anyhow, so good.
Maybe they'll catch the bass.
Oh, we got David Gerenhardt wants to know what was your reaction to Andrew Luck retiring since you're spoiling your ass.
Caught me off guard, to say the least. I know
a lot of people.
I like where we're at right now.
Yeah, you guys got a good team.
Yeah, we're not bad. I don't know how we lost to Jacksonville week 1 still, but other than that, I like our team. I actually liked the quarterback we had last year, Jacoby Brissett. I thought he was a really good quarterback, and now we obviously have Phillip Rivers, so we're looking good.
Good choice. Yep, Bills are looking good, 3-0. Where are you guys at?
3-0.
3-0, okay. Someone said,
Just beat the Saints.
Pam Brill says, laugh out loud, Brill works harder for your show than my business. That's right. Got to get that renewed there, buddy. Wait, Ryan Sparks says, tell him you have a jet.
Huh?
Ryan Sparks.
So Ryan Sparks is the crew chief on a 32.
32, tell him you have a jet. He's being funny with you there.
Tell him. Tell us. He's supposed to tell us.
That's right. Okay. Okay.
Come on, Sharky.
Tom Beatty says, oh, by the way, Tom, hope your mugs, your tumblers arrived. Tom bought some for him and his lovely girlfriend, and you can too. Website.
Apparently, these things will keep a beer cold for 2 hours. But if it takes you,
long, do they?
it takes you 2 hours to drink that.
Been watching it though. Tom says, Chase, last year at Dega, your team made a series of changes to help you win stage 2, then finish 4th. What is your mindset and team focus going to Talladega this weekend?
I think for us, obviously, without points racing, we're just going there to win the race. I mean, like at the end of the day, like we're gonna go there to win. But if we get crashed on lap 1, like for us, it doesn't really matter compared to the rest of the field. So we're just gonna be aggressive all day.
Yeah.
Obviously try to help the 22. There are only 4 teammates out there. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. There's only 2 forwards.
Yeah.
But they both made the chase. That's what's awesome.
Yeah, we've been good.
And they're pretty handily hold the lead on how many wins, I think, between you two, right?
I think we're going to win the Manufacturers Championship.
Nice.
These 2 cars, so it's pretty cool.
I don't want to put the cart ahead of the horse, but you got to be thinking about it. Everything you've been through, almost losing rides, the struggles you went through. You have to be thinking, if I win the championship, do you go that far? Do you just take it week by week and not get caught up in it?
No, I think you got to go week by week. Like, obviously, right now, we're looking more ahead to round 2 of the playoffs, but in my situation, like I was saying earlier, every week for me is an audition to try to, get a ride for next year. So I can't be worrying about the championship right now. We're approach that if we can get to the Final Four once we get to Phoenix. But
how do you run at Phoenix?
Not my best racetrack. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, I don't know. I feel like I've came a long way since the last time we were there. So. Truthfully, we were probably a 2nd or 3rd place car.
Well, Brill's got a couple wins there. I think maybe he can help you out.
Yeah, Brill's going to give me the 2 We'll be good to
go. You were talking about the beer lasting 2 hours. Scott Brewer, a former guest, says you'll never make it to 2 hours. By the way, if it takes 2 hours to drink a beer out of that, we're not friends with you.
That's not for beer. That's for coffee.
All right, folks. This is your show. Any questions or comments you have for Chase Briscoe? He's here. Take advantage of this. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in early with us tonight and being understanding of the presidential debate. But we
didn't want to take any fans away.
We didn't know because pub table racers
or
future of the country. Pub table. All right, I'll tape the
2 guys drinking beer. 2 guys arguing with each other. 2 guys drinking beer. 2 guys arguing with each other. That one of them we got to vote for.
I thought you and us arguing. That's only happened a few hundred times. So you realize with 8 wins, you have tied the record for most wins by a non-Cup Xfinity driver, and so 1 more, you set the record for that.
I didn't know that. I knew we were tied. I didn't know it. I thought it was something different than that, but that's pretty cool. That'd be awesome if we could get 1 more.
Right.
When it comes to stats, he's got you covered.
He's got me covered.
Yeah.
Maybe anytime you can. Have your name tied to any type of record is certainly cool.
Good.
So if we could get 1 more, 2 more, 3 more, however many more we can get, that would be great. But Regardless, it's been a great year to win 8, but we're certainly going to keep trying to win some more.
Keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah, we're
keep
just
your foot in it.
going to try to win 6 more. I don't know how doable that really is, but we'll try anyways.
Some guy named Jim Packman, looks a little bit like me, lives out in Vegas. He says, do you look forward to the fans being in Phoenix?
Yeah, that was the coolest part about winning Bristol is that we actually had fans, and they were loud. Brill, I'll tell you.
All 30,000
It was
of them.
cool. It was really cool. You don't realize how much of noise just in general they make until they're gone. We go to the racetrack now every week, and it's the eeriest feeling ever.
I'm going to backtrack a little bit here because, you made me think now.
Uh-oh.
Well, I got, I'd love to see you win one more, but I'd love to see Cindric kind of win the rest. But as long as one of you two guys finish them off, I'm good with it.
Hopefully we can both get to Phoenix. Then we got a
Yeah.
50-50 shot of a Ford win at least.
Right.
Well, that's good. James Booth says,
And then Clark, we'll get great Jeff Clark.
Jeff Clark,
Yeah.
We'll get Clark in here.
engine builder extraordinaire
Right.
from Yates. What's the official name? Yates?
Roush Yates.
Roush Yates. Okay, Roush Yates. Yeah,
We should get him on.
We should get him on.
He
Look
said
at-
he was going to come. and
Really?
He said he's going to watch.
I can get a hold of him.
Okay, we got him. I know his number. One guy says, "I'll take pub table racers any day." Appreciate you, Tom.
Over the debate.
Over the debate, yeah. There you go. That's perfect. Reeling them in one by one. So, your future. You said you keep riding. You got to driving for secure your job. You've had to have talks for next year. You've got it, or you're just kind of waiting out to see where things go this year.
No, truthfully, every year, the earliest my deals ever came together is 3 weeks after Homestead. So the last race of the year. So for me, all the talks normally start right around the last race of the year. So I'm sure they'll come eventually, but right now, that's a good thing. I think that's part of the reason Ford does that is they want you focused on obviously trying to win
That's a good idea.
So
That's a good idea.
they try to keep you.
So you have some pretty good ties with Ford.
Yeah, they've been good to me.
Good.
Yeah.
That's always good because then you're not tied to just the team. You're tied to the manufacturer.
Yeah, that's the thing about me is perfect example is that 2018 year. I'm not a Stewart Haas driver. I'm not a Roush driver. I'm a Ford driver.
driver.
I can run for any of the.
You were the
teams.
Ford development driver for that year, right?
Yeah.
Good deal.
Who did you look up to when you were a kid?
Tony Stewart,
Okay.
100%.
And you're
Sprint car guy.
Funny, yeah.
Lives 45
Indiana
minutes
guy.
down the road.
Right.
My dad used to race against Tony in sprint cars.
Right.
I mean, all the sprint car guys.
Are you as hard to pass as Ryan Newman?
Probably not. That guy's hard to pass.
Well, you had a question you asked. Who is your?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So as you're coming up, who is your guy that is like Joey Logano and Kyle Busch? You know what I mean? They ruined each other's day the other night. They ruined each other's night the other night, not day, but
Race, yeah.
because they apparently can't stand each other. And not say that you can't stand someone, but who is your guy that coming up has there been someone you've raced the whole time, like?
Yeah, I would say sprint car wise.
Yeah.
And both of the people I'm like great friends with. But,
Did they
like,
make it to where you are?
The one did. So Christopher Bell, me and him grew up racing together.
Great racer, yeah.
And like the truck series, the ARCA series, all that stuff, we were always racing against each
Okay.
other. So like we were always trying to outdo each other, I guess.
But you're probably buddies.
Yeah, we're buddies.
Yeah. Till you wreck each
I don't
other.
really not get along with anybody. I'm pretty easy going.
I can see that. I got a funny feeling, but so you're coming up. Like, who's like the most difficult to pass? Who's the one I don't know. I can pass this guy.
Ross is hard to pass just
Ross
because he
Chastain.
races so freaking hard.
Yeah,
But that's
we-
what we're
we
there
got-
to do.
we
We've
No,
seen that at
There's no
Darlington with when him and Danny were racing.
But that's what you want, though, isn't it? Don't you?
I love it.
Okay.
It's frustrating, but at the same time, like his job is to make it hard for me to
Sure.
pass him. So
Right,
like
yeah.
technically, he does his job better than everybody
Right.
else out on the racetrack. So I don't have a problem with
And,
it.
and it's your job as well to do that to
Yeah,
everyone
try to
else.
pass him and make it hard to pass me.
Right, Ross kind of comes from that same background where he's got to do. He's racing. He doesn't own a company.
Right.
He doesn't have all this money behind him, and he's got to race to make a living just like
Yeah.
you. So, guys like that always seem to race a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And we all like that.
Sure.
Because we know the guy that's behind you that set that standard.
Right.
Yeah.
Dale.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Dale. Someone asked here, I think you'll have David Gernhardt said, I think you'll have a few things lined up Monday after Homestead. You're a proven talent now. Okay, let me ask you. So, you meet Marissa. She has no idea who you are, no idea about racing. You guys fall in love, get married. When you go out now and
Go
you're in
to
public,
Outback.
do you get recognized more now?
No, never.
Still?
Never.
Really?
No, maybe on a race weekend, like if we go out, but no.
Seriously, you just kind of blend in with the crowd.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Are you
look at
okay?
him like.
I gotta wear a mask everywhere.
That's true.
Yeah, well, that too.
That's true.
Well, I
are you
thought he was
okay?
Andrew Luck. I'm like, we're having Andrew Luck
I
on
get
here.
that a lot, especially when I have my beard. Yeah, when I have my beard, I
And
get
you're in a cult set. Yeah.
And you're tall enough, you know.
Perfect. Okay, so does it bother you? Because you're just fine with the way things are.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay, you're all about the racing.
You're You're in it to win.
Okay.
You don't need all that fame and fortune.
Um,
He needs a fortune, not the fame.
exactly. And you know you're racing every weekend. You say keep your job. And people are like, he's won 8 races. Why do you have to race to keep your job? But you don't know. You're going to find out after Homestead. You
Yeah,
hope.
hopefully. Yeah, I mean, you guys obviously know just as good as anybody. Like this sport is money driven,
And how volatile it is
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now, right?
The end of the day, like, yeah, I can win 8 races, but I have $0
Right.
to bring to the table. There's another guy that's won 2 races that can bring $8 million.
Yeah.
He's probably a little more wanted than the guy that has no money. So
Okay.
that's why I feel like I got to win so much.
Well, and that's good that that's your incentive because you. Did you work on cars back in the day?
So I've never been very mechanical. Like I can do basic stuff, but
Right.
so sprint car wise, like my grandpa, fantastic mechanic.
Right.
My dad kind of like knows enough what he's doing.
Right.
I can work on him, but still driver. And then when I moved down here, so I slept on a couch for 3.5 years, volunteered at all these different race shops. Like I knew nothing.
You were
about
at
stock cars.
Hornadies?
No, I never was a Hornadies.
Everybody slept on Hornadies.
Yeah, I never was.
Harvick,
there.
Johnson, look how their careers turned out.
Maybe I was sleep
Yeah, I gotta go there.
It's in the man cave where we did the show
Yeah.
from. He said, that's part of the couch right there, yeah.
But no, I was, I would come down here and I didn't know anything about stock cars. Like I said, I wasn't very mechanical, and I would just do whatever. Like one day, I would sweep the floors. The next day, I remember I literally had to clean the walls so they get painted.
Where is this at?
This was at Cunningham, man. And the one day, I'll never forget it. It was the day I was ready to quit. My crew chief,
Who's your crew chief?
his name's Chad Bryant. He owns the team now.
Okay.
And ended up being my best man at my wedding and everything. Well, he was trying to get me to like see how bad I wanted it, and he said, "Hey, like they're like the wooden crate deals that like fuel barrels or whatever come on, right? Like the pallets."
Pallets.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, I want you to take every nail out of those pallets and then throw the wood away." And I was like, "Why can't I just put the whole thing in a dumpster anyways?" He goes, "No, we got to take every nail out," and there was like 10 of them.
Yeah.
So I had to break down every single
10
board out
pallets.
of it,
Right.
take every nail out, and it was like 100 and something degrees outside. I'm like, this is stupid. Like, why am I doing this? Like, I'd been there for almost a year. Like, had never got a test.
All of a sudden, I'm the pallet guy.
Yeah. I was over to that point, but I would literally just do anything and everything. I'd build side skirts, whatever.
But you were the driver.
No, I wasn't
Oh,
driving.
you were just, okay, got
He's
it.
a floor cleaner and pallet guy.
Yeah, so once I had done that, I think I had raced one race, and that was in 2015. And then other than that, I would just go to the track every week. I would hold the pit sign. I would do tires. Like I would just do whatever they needed me to do every week.
That's awesome. So this is why what you're doing
It's so great.
It's so great, and the accomplishment you made because
Right.
you did your time, you did it without a dime, you struggled, you made it through. You didn't work on the cars, but you as much as other
Yeah, I wasn't freaking
Right.
changing upper control arms and stuff like that, but I knew the basics.
Hey, what are upper control arms? I hear you.
Well,
I know. I'm on the meter.
well, we can bring Brill in if we have about an hour.
There goes that show. But what you're doing now, Chase, it's just amazing. Any kids are out there watching, going.
The little guy can still make it.
Yeah, you
Apparently.
can. Yeah, you don't. If you got to, but you got to work hard because you said you don't bring the money like the other guys do.
Right.
So what you're doing is even more incredible.
Hard work does pay off still in this
And
country.
it's talent, and it also takes just perseverance, and you never give
Right.
up.
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing for me is I always would try to just treat everybody with respect. You never knew who you were working with, who they might know. They might come down the road 2 years from now, and
True story.
Yeah.
a driver gets hurt. Hey, do you guys know any drivers? And
Yeah.
say, hey, there's this kid that I used to work with at this
Right.
shop, and he's a race car driver. So
And he can take pallets apart like
yeah, you
nobody
take
ever seen.
pallets apart like you
All
never
the
seen
tell
before.
him, but he likes to do it on a really hot day. Otherwise, it has no meaning. I got a question here. If you could change one rule in NASCAR, what would it be?
One rule?
One rule.
No Hawkeye. Just go.
I wish they'd make a rule about the inside of the car not being so hot. It gets so hot, but I don't know if it's a rule, but I would love to see the Cup Series go dirt racing. I feel
Okay.
like
Wow.
The Cup Series, these guys are considered the best race car drivers in the world, right?
Yeah.
So they're already at every discipline. You have a
Right.
road course, you have a short track,
Yeah.
mile and a half, you know,
Big track,
big
short
track,
track,
super speedways, but we don't have a dirt track. So I want to see at least one dirt race. So they're challenged at every discipline. I don't think that's really a rule, but
I love it. I'm good with that.
yeah, I want to see them challenged at every single
Yeah.
type of discipline there is.
So
It ain't all about aero and splitters and spoilers and we got to have this package for this. No, because none of that matters when you get to
no,
dirt
and
track.
you're just leaning on each other.
Yeah, it's
So
just
here-
all about the
Okay, I'm gonna-
right rear tire digging.
Exactly. I'm going to add one thing to that. If they do that, I want to see them go to a dirt track. Don't put dirt on a track. Go to a dirt track.
Yeah, I think truthfully, Eldora is
That's
the
it.
perfect
Right.
racetrack
Yeah.
for our cars. Obviously, are not built to go dirt racing,
Right.
right? Eldora gets slick, smooth. It's progressive banking. You can run top to bottom. Like it's
Yeah.
the perfect track for what we're doing. You know, Bristol dirt would be tough. I think.
Yep.
You know, I think if you're going to throw dirt on any track, you do it at Loudon. I think.
Talladega,
Ooh.
I would put dirt on Talladega.
Yeah, that would be something.
Let them rip, baby.
I would be all over a dirt.
You
road
want to
course.
slow them
A
down?
dirt road cars?
I think that would be sweet.
Wow, now you're really
With some
stretching
jumps.
Yeah.
with the jump, like a global rally cross or something like that. Yeah, let's get crazy. It's
But I think,
2020. We
I
can
think
go all
Loudon
Yeah.
would be perfect because it's a mile. It'd be like the ARCA cars are on the Illinois State
Yeah.
Fair. Like,
Okay.
I mean, truthfully, I don't think the racing at Loudon's the best in general. So I think putting dirt on Loudon would be the ticket.
There you go.
And then you could run big block modifieds with them. You could have like a big dirt week. Like,
and the modified race, the ground pounders up there on
Yeah.
asphalt.
Round pound down.
Ground pounders. I got my fix. I get goosebumps. I got my fix this weekend at Lake Erie Speedway. But the ground pounders put on the best show up there.
yeah, they're awesome. They're
Amazing.
drafted around
drafting
there.
up
That's
there,
cool.
and they're diming each other. And there's not a whole lot to draft because they're open wheeled, so any
Yeah.
draft you can catch. But if you're saying put dirt on New Hampshire, that's the first I've heard that. But what the heck? When you're the points leader and you want to,
Right.
you can say, "Hey man, this is what I want to do."
Right.
Let's
I
see
think
what he
it'd be
says.
better than Bristol. I think Bristol would be very hard to get the cars.
Yeah,
to
we don't need that. in
You'd be
there.
tearing the
I
nose
think they
off the
tried
thing,
it there,
like-
putting dirt
They
on
did.
it.
They
Yeah,
did.
World
They
Outlaws,
had
yeah.
World of Outlaws and they had the late models there too,
Yeah.
as a companion event. They
A little
thought-
less banking, I think, would be okay.
Yeah, that's why I think Loudon would be good.
That'll make it more because you're going through those turns. You're really going to have to.
I like the
Slide
Eldora
it.
thing. You could do trucks already there.
Yeah, already there.
The only
You do Xfinity
problem
trucks?
with Eldora is you don't have the infrastructure, like to put a cup race on, like from hotel standpoint, like seating wise. Where Loudon, you'd already have that. That's the only thing. I think.
Okay, you know what? If you're going to do it, go old school. Go camping.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Sell as many tickets as you have
Yeah.
and be done with it. I mean,
Line them
that's
up
it.
in lawn chairs around,
It'll be a sellout.
Yeah, they sell at the truck race, or they used
Yeah,
to, anyways.
yeah.
we're covering stands with gravel in Vegas. We're putting up banners over stands. Obviously our fan base is down, or everybody's watching on TV. So what's the difference if you can get 40,000 people at Eldora around the place in campers and tents?
Sure.
You do it like that.
Yeah, if you're going to go. Make it fun. Make it go.
Right, Eldora would be cool to see.
Go back to
But
the
I
roots. I
agree.
mean, we used to race on the dirt years ago, so why not? Hey,
This
Stacy from
crazy thing we
Clarence.
got coming now. I don't know if that'll work.
Yeah.
You got the splitter on there. You got a belly pan. You got stuff coming off the back. It's like the Batmobile.
Batmobile. Question. So, we were talking. So, if you stayed in Xfinity for another year, as opposed to going Cup, we were talking the advantage to that is if you went Cup for 1 year, you're going to have this car, and then you're going to have to relearn
Right.
the new
Yeah.
car. So, let's just say you can write your own ticket. You can
Yeah.
you can make your future.
You can do whatever you want. What would
This
you
is it.
do?
You can
Would you want to go cup racing this year, or would
Next
you
year.
want to wait
So I think
and
there's
go in 2022?
I think there's pros and cons to both. Obviously, the pro is if you go next year, you get the experience of running longer races, running against guys that a lot of guys I've never even raced against. You
Right.
learn their tendencies. Cup racing is hard. Those
Absolutely.
guys are really, really good, and you learn so much just being around them. And even stuff restarts, pit road, all that stuff is so different from the Xfinity series. I think that experience would be great.
Okay.
But you do have to learn a new car, and then the
And
following
then
year
learn
learn another
one.
new one.
Yeah,
Right.
it has zero side force, zero.
But I think the good thing is
Nothing to lean
is
on.
that
Your
you have to learn a
sprint
new
car's
car.
gonna
Yeah,
help
that's going to help
Yeah,
a little bit. But the new car, everybody's going to be in the same boat anyway. So,
Right.
like, if I can at least get the experience of going and running against those guys helps. But at the same time, your confidence is probably going to go down when you go cup racing.
Right.
Like, it's going to be hard to run up front. Where if you go to the Xfinity Series again and say you have another season like this year where you win 8 to 10 races, then that's great going into another season, or just having that confidence. But then you're behind on the 8 ball if you don't have that cup experience of the longer races and some of that stuff.
But now, the way I look at it is, some of the drivers said, I'm not driving that new car. And some of them are really, really, really going to hate that new car. Right. They're really going to hate it. Where you're a young man and you don't care. You're going to drive anything, whatever they put in front of you. Whatever they put on your plate, you're going to eat,
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not having that broccoli. I'm going to bed.
The poor kids eat the broccoli. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at is that...
For a hungry kid.
Right. So you might wait a year and you might get a really good ride.
Yeah.
Because someone says, I ain't driving that thing. Piece of junk.
I'm curious to see how the new car drives for sure. I've heard a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, I think.
But that's Warren's involved with it, so he can afterwards give you a couple insights on it.
Yeah, I think
because you're in the Ford camp.
It's going to be closer to a stock car.
Okay.
In ways, and then closer to a V8 supercar in some ways. But it's...
So could you do like full-time Xfinity and a couple cup races just to get the experience next year?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's really anything on the table. I think you get creative and do anything. The biggest thing for me is whatever I'm doing, I want to be competitive. I don't want to. Nothing against the guys that are running in a 25th on back car, but I would rather win Xfinity races than move up to Cup and run 25th, because as a rookie, like I was saying, you're already at a deficit.
Right.
You get in a less stellar equipment car, you're at even a bigger deficit.
Right. And it makes you look bad then.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I would rather win races than jump up too early. And like you were saying, if you might wait an extra year, you might have a better ride.
I got a comment here from Jacqueline. Thank you, Chase, for being the driver and person you are. Kids are watching the sport. What a hero to those little ones you are.
I appreciate it.
You ever think about that? Who's watching you? Because you were a kid, you were watching someone.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I try to always keep in perspective is, like we were literally just talking about, I didn't come from anything. So for me, just getting to race in NASCAR, even if I run 35th that day, that's a great day. I'm getting to drive race cars for a living.
Yeah.
Perfect example, last year I get wrecked 13 laps to go at Kansas. Final 4 if I win that race, and I get out and you're mad, but at the end of the day, you're still...
You get over it pretty quick.
Yeah,
when
I'm getting to do something I never thought I would get to do. So, and kids are always watching. You can be grateful for even a bad day when you didn't think you were ever going to get here.
I was at DEI, and I was Michael Walter, his plate leader, building his cars for the whole time he was there. And I used to get frustrated and upset, and well, Jesus, what am I going to do? But then you like you said, you get home and you go, I'm working on NASCAR Cup cars at DEI. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. This is
someone
else. I always used to tell the guys who would get mad, look, and this is when the stands were full.
Yeah.
I would say, look up in them stands, and I would say, at least half of them people want your job.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So shut up and do your job. And
we used to get the resumes when I was at DI that you go out there once a week. I go out and there'd be stacks like this. People just dropping them off.
I think my kid got shot.
I think your kid just annihilated another.
Did you get shot? You all right?
Galaxy, we can hear him in there. What does make you mad? I mean, your demeanor is just so.
I literally don't get mad. I don't Brill will probably tell you. Do I ever get mad really?
No. Brill says no.
Okay, what aggravates you? There's got to be something.
When I'm at dinner and they don't bring me the check when I'm done.
We found something.
I don't want to sit there for another 15 minutes after I'm done eating.
Never make someone.
You know what? I'm that guy too.
What? Yeah, never.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Where are we at here?
Yeah, I don't want to sit there and wait 15 minutes to get a check. That's the one thing that's a pet peeve.
And you can't say "hun" or you can't whistle at them anymore.
You can't bump your on the table.
Right.
When I ran the track up in Buffalo for 3 years, I said never make anybody work to give you their money. Make it easy for them. That's part of running your business. I forgot where I was going to go with this whole thing. We're still taking your questions here. We have.
I would say sometimes I'll go to dinner and I'm invisible, and even my wife says it. I'm like, see, you went to dinner with me. We're invisible now. Right. They can't see us.
Why?
Because I don't get served, or I don't get to check, or whatever. Speaking of devil.
Here comes the wife then. All right, so part of the show we do the one wing challenge. Like chicken wing?
Will you eat a wing?
Is it got bone in?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to. That's
No,
fine.
you don't have to.
That's fine. We're not gonna make it. All right, because I'm from Buffalo, so chicken wings are part of my DNA.
Right.
And Warren's a wing
I'm like the
aficionado.
pickiest eater in the world.
Really?
Are you?
Never had a hot
Whoa,
dog.
okay,
Never had a
Wait,
peanut butter and jelly.
wait. What was that? You what?
So I've never had a hot dog, never had a peanut butter and jelly, never really had a fruit or vegetable.
What? What do you
A
eat?
fruit or a vegetable?
What do you eat?
Pizza, pasta, chicken tenders, cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this?
What are you, 12? You only eat chicken?
Oh, look at this. This is a nice surprise.
I know where it's
Wow.
from.
Okay.
You don't have to eat one of these.
You don't have to eat
Well,
one.
Kim, could you make him some mac and cheese?
Wait a minute. All the years around a racetrack, you never had a hot dog?
Never buy it.
Oh my gosh. Never had a hot
Where'd I
dog.
find
Right.
them?
So what the one wing challenge is, we get wings from one of us, three of us get it. We don't tell people
The crazy guy.
where they're from, what flavor it is. We just take a bite, and then we tell them what the flavor and where they got
Right.
it. So
Are these SpaghettiO flavored?
spaghetti flavor. Could you
Well,
imagine?
because that's
They're generous.
I'm like one of these.
I'm blown away. How do you
Yeah, I was
serve
super picky.
Okay.
You don't
alright.
eat any vegetables. You gotta eat vegetables, dude. You're gonna
Corn's
die.
like the only one.
Corn?
Yeah, that
That's the
even
most
counts.
useless food in the world.
That's a start.
It's the start. Oh, you got your mom, Rosella. Corn's like the useless food
That's
in the
what they
world.
give the cows to make them fat.
That's it. All right, so I just got the. Do you know where they're from? All
Yeah.
right, so these are Food Lion. Right. Okay, Buffalo style. Which I didn't have. I had no wings in Buffalo last week. I had 3 times. I had them. They're delicious. All right.
I almost got these ones before.
All right. Then we rate.
Yeah, there's bones and chickens.
See, I can eat buffalo wings, but not the actual bone in. I gotta do boneless and
Like
fake stuff.
nuggets.
Yeah.
Nuggets.
Do the bones gross you out? I gotta
I
cut
don't
them.
know. Some-
You can't
and they
handle
just
it.
taste like, I don't know. I don't like the taste of
Okay.
grilled chicken.
You know what? These are pretty good. Kind of meaty. The buffalo flavor.
Yeah, I need
You
it.
got napkins.
I got it.
I got it.
All right, Kim's
You're
gonna
gonna
help.
knock the camera over. Settle down.
Can I win too? I don't want to ruin. I don't want to ruin my presidential debate shirt.
Are you debating
I'm
tonight?
debating. That's it. Debating. What
Really? What are you gonna go after?
I don't know. I'm gonna
Like-
see. I'm a registered
Bastard!
senator. No, that's it. Okay, so Darnell Todd Manley. Do you know Darnell? She's from Indiana too.
Oh,
She-
yeah.
Yeah.
I know
So
Darnell.
she is the. I call her the magician, hair magician of
Yeah, I
the
need to see
NASCAR
her.
world.
Yeah.
Right here,
Oh,
like
you
that.
get
You
your
can see
hair
her.
cut by her too?
No, I need to. My hair is so bad. I got the worst.
I
hair.
highly
Well, take
recommend.
your hat off one time. Let's
Worth,
see.
worth,
Bad.
every, worth every penny. So I go see her because I need all the help I can get at 55.
I'm with
We're
you.
just glad to have hair. Come on, you're 25.
Oh, it's bad. Look at this. It goes way
You're a
back.
5 head.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
bad.
it's all right.
See, I'm 55.
Yeah, see, I'm still mad at him. He doesn't have gray hairs.
I got a little.
And he has kids. I don't know how he does
Trying
it.
to get some salt and pepper
All right.
going here, so I look a little more attractive.
Darnell says you are not your
Overweight.
dad's kid.
Yeah, so she's from right where I'm
Yeah,
from.
right, yeah, exactly. So she was all excited that you were coming on.
So what are we giving these wings? Let's talk. about it.
Okay, I'm going to give him a 3.8.
Yeah, I'll give them a 4.
Okay, and I'm only doing that because my taste buds are marinated from being in Buffalo last week and having
And
wings.
having real ones.
Yeah, the real darn good ones
Lucky
too.
dog.
I was a lucky dog. Anyhow, I had a couple of hot dogs at the track at Lake Erie too. Cause you
I had hot dogs tonight. I put chili on them and cheese whiz.
Yeah.
Could not.
cheese whiz. Cheese whiz? What are you 3?
Cheese whiz on a chili dog is like the best thing ever.
Darnell says, "Come on in."
Yeah, I need to.
I'm gonna go get an angioplasty tomorrow before I go to work. But
Okay, when you worked at Cunningham, did you ever eat at McCann's?
Yeah, McCain is like one of my
So
favorite
what's
places.
McCann's?
So it's this little like hole in the wall little place over by the drag strip, and they have the
Yeah.
best buffalo chicken sliders in the world.
sliders
Slider.
Oh, they're the best. Just
Okay.
a little piece of buffalo chicken
on,
with
on
Swiss
like a
on
Hawaiian
it.
bun or
Yeah,
something.
it's
Yes,
so good.
there you go.
And I got the best chocolate chip cookies in the world. Like I get like 6 every time. Like they are so
Did the
good.
Packers ever play the Colts? We make some pretty good sliders here.
Really?
yeah.
So you have this
In the
diet,
studio.
which is unheard of. Do you,
Yeah,
do,
it's
do
pretty
you
bad.
exercise at all? Do you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ford actually, you guys know Dan Jansen, the
Yeah.
speed skater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
I know him.
Yeah.
Heck, me and him
Yeah.
almost went to the same high school
Yeah.
together.
So he's my trainer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Ford, he lives in Mooresville.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him.
Really?
He used to go to Reds when I used to go there and work out a
Oh,
lot.
Dan Jansen?
Yeah, he'd be in there. Like you look over, and
We
you go,
gotta get him on the
you
show.
look over, and you're like, "That's the Olympic
The speed skater.
skater." You know,
There's
he had
a
the
park
legs,
named
Oh,
after
yeah.
but his legs were different.
There's a
But,
park
Yeah.
named after
yeah. So anyhow,
Yeah, he's got a lot named after him.
best chicken bacon melt there is. Moss Caballero says. All right, best is food. Good English there. Thanks. Okay, so No peanut butter and jelly.
Fired up about
All
that.
right, so he's your trainer. So where do you go to a gym with him?
SHR.
Does he
Okay,
skate
yeah.
anymore? I'd like to race him.
This is Chase Briscoe. Dan Jansen's not here. We'll call him for it. Give us numbers so we can fawn all over him another time.
Tell Dan there's this cheesehead.
He's a big Packers fan.
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, the thing I always give credit about, the president of the Packers went to my high school in Buffalo. So that's always, so we try to just get him out. Oh, come on. Someone's a lead
Great,
team.
that's awesome.
That was sarcasm. And if we were in a bar, which
It
we
would
are,
be bar
sarcasm. Thank you very much. I got one question for you. Where does your faith come from? Because we know that your faith is very strong. And before you answer that, the fact that you share it and you show it and you're not
proud of
afraid
it.
and you're proud of it is a bigger testament to the person you are.
Right.
I appreciate it. Honestly, just my whole family.
Okay.
My grandma is by far the biggest one. Grew up in church, went to church every Sunday. My family, we used to literally, it would look like we weren't going to be able to go race, and we would just pray, like, hey, if it's meant to be for us to go race, then, like, let the funding be there. And, like, that following week, we'd get a $500 or $1,000 sponsorship, and be like, okay, this is what we're supposed to be doing. We just,
Yeah.
Wow.
we've kind of continued to be that way. Like, we just
Good.
pray, like, hey, if it's meant to be, open the door. If not, close it. And, if next year I go and I don't have a ride, then, I'm content because I know that just must be what's meant to be. That's the way I've always looked at it.
I'm going to go on a limb.
I think that's a great attitude.
It is a great attitude, but I'm going to limit. I think you're going to ride next year.
Right.
I hope
I'm just, if I was,
If you're not, you can come every year. Every week.
We'll be a co-host.
Right.
We make that $100 million.
We'll get that $100 million. We'll get you a car.
and we can sell
Or a lot- we're gonna start buying lottery
and things like that. Here we go. So this is Brill's wife. She's putting the cart way ahead of the horse. What's the first thing you're going to do if you win the championship? Didn't even think about it, I bet.
I would say go to Disney World. Like, that's the thing that everybody says, but I honestly probably wouldn't go. I don't know. My anniversary is going to be like 3 weeks after, so
Okay.
me and my wife were just talking last night about trying to figure out a trip because obviously our anniversary, and then the due date for the baby was going to be the day before our anniversary, so try to just go get away that week. I don't know where we're going to go, but somewhere.
Right.
Okay.
Bahamas
That's good.
or something like that. Somewhere.
Somewhere.
You're going to go somewhere warm.
Somewhere warm.
Right.
for
You're
sure.
not
I
going
can
to go
help you.
like Kannapolis to,
Right. I can help you here. The first
You know-
year's paper. So you just
Yeah.
give her a card.
Yeah,
Just maybe.
I go over well.
And that's why I'm the single one in this table here, so
Right.
that's good.
You better give her the paper, the check from the winnings.
Let's see. Todd Hannon from Buffalo says nothing but respect about your faith. Steph Shute from Largo, Florida. Wish you luck, Chase. Enjoy listening to a young gentleman like you.
Thank you.
Yeah, great.
I appreciate it.
Steve Tidmore says glad to have a young man like Chase in our favorite sport. And
You're going to go a long way.
I hope
Yeah,
We
no,
believe you're
no,
going to go a
seriously.
long way.
I appreciate it.
And we believe that someday you'll say, you know what, them pub table races.
I sent me over the edge.
That's it. Hey, we're reaching about 40,000 people a month, so we'll see. Along the
If you
way.
sell any T-shirts, let us know. You don't have to give us any T-shirts. Just let us know.
Yeah.
Hey,
And then we'll put ours on your store. I got these guys I want to help out. Everything you've been through, you talk about the praying and how things worked out. Did you ever at one point say, "This isn't, I'm done"? Because
Oh yeah,
really?
you did.
yeah. So the
Was there
week.
One point. Is there one point?
Oh,
yeah.
there's been multiple. So there's two that
Okay.
stick out.
Perfect.
So the one is when I used to like literally I would sneak into the NASCAR tracks and pass out business cards, and I
Solid words.
had a hot pass for Bristol one week, and I drove up there. I hadn't been home in probably 5 or 6 months. This was 2014, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. I'm gonna go home after Bristol. It's like a 5 or 6 hour drive. And so I pull into this parking lot, pay like my $20 to park, and I tell the guy like, "Hey, I'm leaving as soon as like lap 5 of this race.
Right.
Like, I'm just going to pass out cards and I'm leaving."
And I'm out, yeah.
And
They
like
don't
you could
care.
tell how they were parked, like you were going to be trapped. So I told him over and over again, like, "Hey, just make sure I'm not trapped. I'm going to be here as soon as the race starts."
Right.
So I'm so excited. I'm walking out of the track, and I come back, and I mean, I'm like,
Your stuff.
I'm blocked in, like 10 cars deep.
Right.
So I find the owner. I'm like, "Hey man, like, is there anything you can do?" Like I told him the story about how I was trying to go home. He's like, "Tough luck," pretty much, like sent me away. So then there's all these police
They
officers.
wonder why I ain't got any fans.
Yeah. So then there's all these police officers working. So I went down there and told them the same story. And hey, is there any way you guys can get like a tow truck, like help me out?
Right.
Same thing, like tough luck. And like I broke down. Like I sat there for like 4 hours waiting for the race to get over. Like I was so excited to be home, and then to go back a couple weeks ago and win there, and like I literally pass that parking lot every time I go to Bristol. I'm like, man, I remember that day. Like,
You remember me?
Yeah.
Do you remember me? Remember, see this trophy? I won this.
Read between the lines.
What was the other time?
I'm not allowed to do. Tim stopped me from doing that.
Yeah, thank
But
good.
I can say read between the lines.
My
right?
mom was going to quote me 10 together. What was the second time?
So it was actually 2015. So I was literally going home. Like I'd been down here for 3 years now, sleeping on couches, had literally no even chance of a ride. And I was going back home to Indiana. I was going to race the midget that weekend, and then I was going to come back, pack all my stuff, and go home. I remember calling my mom. I just entered Kentucky, and I just broke down. Like I talked like me and my mom will talk like once a month, but when we talk, it's for like 2 hours. So I called her on my way, and we were just talking about stuff, and I just broke down. And I was like, I'm over. I'm coming home. Like I'm so over being down here. Like I miss you guys. Nothing's going good. 2 hours later is when I got the call from Cunningham about maybe coming and testing and volunteering at the shop. So
Right. Take his ballots apart.
yeah, so
and then it turned into an ARCA champion.
yeah, it turned into that. So it's crazy how it's all kind of.
We need a
worked out.
pallet disassembler. Get down there.
We heard your name.
Well, all right, we're at the top of the hour. Chase, I just want to say it's been an absolute joy having
Absolutely.
you on.
Yeah, I appreciate
You're an
it.
incredible young
Absolutely.
man, and
You're going to go a long way. I feel like you're going to go a long way.
Try.
We're not allowed to be fans of drivers, but
I'm going to be a fan of this kid.
I am a fan. I'm just going to tell you.
I
The way
appreciate
you
it.
drive, your attitude, the stuff that
Right.
how you handle yourself, your faith, what you've been through, the love you and your wife have, and you're so public about it. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
I appreciate
Just do
it.
do us one favor. Don't change because we'll hunt you down. And
I thought you were going to say mention you
no,
guys.
no.
Right.
We
No, I'll
will-
pass out on your couch.
we will just don't change because I think you're gonna be a role model to many. So
I appreciate
good luck,
it.
finish it out great, get the championship, and congratulations.
Yeah, we're
You're
gonna
good.
try.
Or
And
finish
go for it.
second.
No.
I-
It's Cindric.
You and Austin are battling it out in Phoenix at the end. That's
Right.
There's a
all.
good chance of
There's
that.
a good chance of that.
I know.
All right, everybody. This show is brought to you by Lake Norman Patio and Game Rooms in Mooresville, and also Untitled Tailgate System. Check out the website, pubtableracers.com. News, merchandise, information, and more. What do we have? Oh, yeah. Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. Please subscribe,
Yeah.
log on, like us, whatever. We need that stuff to keep this going. So,
Yeah,
shall we?
podcast.
Shall we say it?
Thank you again. You're an awesome young
No
man.
problem. I appreciate it.
You understand?
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
coming.
Appreciate it
You
very
guys
much.
for having me.
Should we say goodnight?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Dick.
Good night, Dick. Wow. Hey, another great show.
Great
Thank you
show.
so much, everybody,
Yeah.
for tuning
Enjoyed
in.
it.
We appreciate it. We do this every Tuesday night, and Warren, I think the guests we've had have been fantastic.
Phenomenal.
And the people that are following us, we appreciate it. We're reaching 42,000 people a month. Can you believe that? And we appreciate you watching. And,
Right. We're having fun. Hope everybody else enjoys it.
that's it. It's just a fun show. Bucket of beer. Guys sitting around talking about it. So keep tuning in. We appreciate it. Check out our store and everything. But we appreciate you people, and we will see you next week. Right, my friend?
Yes, sir.
All right. See you next week.